Hello everybody, my name is Prudence and welcome to today's practice. We are going to be doing a Vinyasa flow style practice, and today I have once again two beautiful assistants, Annika and Bernie, because everything's so much more fun with friends. This practice is focusing on transitions, so finding that sweet spot in those in-between moments. And those moments are times that we normally bypass or skip through or phase out during. And what I want us to do today is I want us to really steep in those points that we often avoid and kind of push against that edge to see what unravels. It is quite a strong practice today, so if you are feeling a little maybe this one isn't for you today, but you can give it a go and modify. We will definitely need blocks. It's going to support your practice. So if you don't have blocks, use anything that is a block substitute. I definitely suggest hardcover books. They work really well as well. See you in practice. Ooh. Oops. So we are going to start our practice today with a call and response of Shiva Shambho. And Shiva is a deity within the Hindu and yogic or Bhakti traditions. And this particular deity is a very, very strong force, and he brings with him a lot of change. However, when we call out Shiva Shambho, we are inviting change in, but we're inviting that change in a delicate way, in a more easeful, graceful way. So we call to Shiva, we say Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho, Jai Shiva Shambho, yes Shiva, Mahadeva Shambho. And when we sing this out, we are inviting him into our lives to bring us a very delicate, beautiful transition through whatever we're going through or whatever change we want to cultivate. So in our call and response, we will do one round of call and response and then 2 rounds of it all together. Find a comfortable seat and take an inhale breath. Exhale. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Now together. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Together. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Together. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Together. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. With this one, there's a little bit of a key change, so listening. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. together. Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho. From the top, all together. If you do get a little lost, that is okay. Pick up. If the words aren't exactly right, that's okay. Just feel it in your heart, calling to Shiva, the auspicious one. Take an inhale all together. Let's sing. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. A little bit faster. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Shiva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Bring your hands to heart, or let them rest on your body. Take a moment to feel that vibration from the inside out. And Krishna Das says, when singing to Shiva Shambho, the most important thing to know is that you are singing to this loving presence that is always present within and without, called by all these names. And these are all the names of the divine. These are all names of that place that's inside of us. And when you feel ready, we'll find our way into our asana practice, where we can feel this transformational energy through physical expression. And so we'll start by lying on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana. And you can bring your feet together, knees wide, and lie back. Maybe you have an animal who'd like to lie on top of you and keep you warm. And as you do lie back here, if your hips are feeling a little bit uncomfortable, you can place a block underneath each thigh. And if they still feel vulnerable, I'd suggest bringing your knees together, feet wide, as another option. It's always nice to place one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly here. And give yourself this time to start to feel into your internal pulsations, those natural rhythms. And these natural rhythms are what guide us through our movement. So first, feel the breath rising and falling in your belly. The gentle beating of your heart beneath your chest. That rhythmic pulsation that is continually present. And it's a good indicator of how we are feeling when it's racing, when it's steady. And ideally, throughout our practice, we want to keep that pulsation quite even, quite steady. So the moment that that heartbeat starts to quicken or your breath starts to shorten, it means that we have exerted ourselves beyond what is possible in that moment. So always take a step back, a pause, and reconnect to these sensations within your practice. 3 more breaths here. And then place one hand at a time beneath your knees. Draw your knees together. And keep your feet connected to the earth to start. And just make sure that your tailbone is connecting to the earth. So from the back of the skull, down the spine, all the way to tailbone, all connecting to earth. And if you notice a little lift, can you press down and feel a little bit of activation through your belly to really allow that pressing into the earth? Then extend your left leg, hug your right knee to chest, open right arm wide, right shoulder presses to the earth. It's your anchor here. And while keeping that anchor to the earth, you allow the right knee to drift across the body. Using gravity here to have the knee draw across. So no need to force, just keep it gentle. 3 full breaths here. Your gaze might shift towards your right hand if that feels comfortable. And within these breaths, I want you to notice the breath at the center of your spine. Hello. So as you feel these breaths at the center of your spine, every exhale softens any twinges you may feel, any discomforts. 1 more breath. And then inhale back to center. Let's swap sides. So extend the right leg, hug the left. Right hand catches left knee. Left arm opens wide. Left shoulder bears down to the earth, and gravity drifts the knee across the body. No force. Just drifting comfortably, naturally. And if you notice any area that springs with sensation, when you notice that spring of sensation, rather than reacting and stiffening around it, can you direct your exhale there to release and tenderly address it? And so we have a tendency to compress around those areas that we feel vulnerable, and sometimes that can aggravate rather than protect. 1 more breath. And then hug the left knee in, let the right knee join. Gentle rock and roll, forward and back. And maybe you're like Annika and you have something in the way which is making it a little bit difficult. That's okay. And then once you find yourself in a seat, come into a 4-point kneeling position. So hands beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. And we're going to start to move through our cow-cat. So as you inhale, you drop belly, lift head and heart. As you exhale, you round and dome, tuck chin to chest, belly to spine, spine to sky. Now this posture, this movement is a continual transition, a continual undulation of the spine. Can you bring your focus into this transitionary nature and notice each vertebrae as it articulates, as it shifts, as it pulsates, as it moves? And allow this movement to be never ending. So even if you think you're at your end point, press, express, expand a little bit deeper, and maybe you begin to create a little bit more free form. And you want each movement to extend to the capacity of your breath. So your slow, strong, expansive, steady breath is guiding this movement. I have so much love for cow-cat. It's such a beautiful place to check in, such a beautiful place to bring our breath and body together in synchronicity, in harmony. And sometimes when I'm feeling a bit out of sync on day to day, I'll just jump on all fours and feel into this transition, this continual movement, continual change, continual sensation. As in life, there is only one constant, and that constant is change. So to be a little bit more malleable to that change will bring just a little bit more ease to your life. When we get stuck and stagnated, that's when things start to fester, our mind starts to overthink, and we become stuck. 2 more breaths. And then bring yourself back into stillness, neutral spine. And walk your hands a little bit forward and a little bit wider, not too wide. Tuck your toes, shift your hips back, find downward facing dog. Love arriving here and feeling that little bit of strength perk up through our body, through our shoulders, our arms, our belly. And maybe you're feeling a little tired and you need to start to pedal through those feet. Take your time, feel the bits and pieces, the unraveling of the hamstrings, the calves. Beautiful. And as you move from point to point, rather than just feeling into one part of the legs, notice that there are different sections to all of these muscles. So there's 3 parts to our hamstrings. Maybe you feel a little bit tighter on the outer edge, the middle, or the inside edge of the hamstring. Notice that. Become more aware of what you are feeling. When we tune into these internal sensations, we can start to understand our bodies just that little bit more. When you're ready, find stillness. In this stillness, feel your fingertips spread nice and wide. And then press those fingertips, the knuckles, to earth. And then there's a little lift right at the center of the palm. Nice. Roll your shoulders back and down the spine to create space between ears and shoulders. And as you inhale, create more length through the spine, so you're lifting your tailbone to the sky. Little bend in the knees if the hamstrings are tight. And you should feel space occurring through your shoulders. And this pulling sensation through your spine to take the pressure a little bit off of your hands. There should be even weight distribution between hands and feet. Notice if your belly has become soft, give it a little bit of attention. And then take a moment here to visualize waves. And get that image clear in your mind. And we'll move with that image. So tuck your chin slightly to the chest, start to dome in between the shoulder blades. Roll the spine forward, rounding as much as you can, belly button to back spine. Feel this point of contraction. Reach the crown of the head, the collarbone forward, the heels back, find your plank. As you exhale, bend into your knees, shift the hips back, face looks forward. Head is the last thing to release back, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Wave the body forward. Notice each shift, each change, each transition. Find a little bit of strength, stillness, and then continue sensation back, bend knees, shift hips. Head is the last thing to unravel. 1 more. Find stillness. And then as you next exhale, walk your feet to the front of the mat. And release the body down, take a moment in the fold. Let your knees be soft, so soft that your upper body can relax on the top of the thighs. The back of the neck releases, the head hangs heavy. Connect with that sensation of heaviness of the head. And then unravel the spine to stand 1 vertebrae at a time. The head stays heavy as if it really wants to stay close to the earth, but your spine is drawing it up. So you start to create this peeling sensation with the back of the body as each part of your vertebrae peels against the skin of the back. You might linger in points, feel that sensation in between shoulders, peeling, unraveling, 1 little bit at a time. Head is the last thing to lift. And we stand to Tadasana. Take a moment. We'll start to move Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach arms up high, head and heart lift. Exhale to fold. Shift hips back, little bend in the knees, body melts. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to shins or fingertips to earth. Crown of the head reaches forward, tailbone back. Plank your hands, step back, 1 foot at a time. High plank. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, knees drift to the earth slowly and delicately. Inhale, expand, drop belly, lift head, cow pose. Squeeze elbows together, shift shoulders forward slightly. Hover here for a moment, feel that strength. And then as slowly as you can, steadily lower chest and chin down. Feel the strength. The slower you go, the more you'll feel. Slide the belly up. Hands frame rib cage. Squeeze elbows together. Press the tops of the feet to the earth. Big toe and pinky toe press. Roll shoulders back and down. Just the chest lifts. Keep the chin tucked. Cobra pose. Exhale, shift back. Child's pose. Two full breaths here. When you feel ready, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, shift hips back. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, delicately step to the front of your mat without any drama. Take your time. Make sure there's no noise, no over-exaggeration of movement. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach back up. Continue with motion. Slow, steady, rhythmic transitions. Exhale, melt. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back. Try and step back with a different foot each time. Sometimes we forget. And then your own variation of vinyasa. So you can bring your knees down, you can chaturanga, you can find an upward facing dog, your variation. I like a little on your knees push up and then shifting the hips forward, lifting the knees into upward facing dog. A nice, safe, strong transition for the body. Take an inhale breath in your downward facing dog. Exhale, step, hop, lightly glide to the front of the mat. No noise, no drama. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, continue. One more Surya Namaskar A all together. Inhale, lift arms and head up. Exhale, melt. Inhale, unravel, halfway lift. Step back, high plank. Vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take an inhale breath here and an exhale. Walk your feet together to touch. So they're at the back of the mat. Ground into your left heel. Keep that right leg straight if you can. Bring your attention into your right heel. And then as if you're moving through wet cement, feel the resistance as your right leg lifts to the sky. Now you want that right heel to find its way up until it's in line with right hip. Good. I'm going to come and give a little bit of a demonstration here on Annika. So you want your leg to be in line with your hip. So right hip to heel. And then rather than lifting the leg to the sky, I want you to imagine there's someone pressing their hand against your heel and you're pressing your heel into the hand. So press, 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 press and find length. See how she grew in length there? Maybe you're in the pose and you can't see. Okay, beautiful. So one straight line from crown of the head to heel of the foot. Now super slowly, Annika, I want you to lift up onto the ball of your foot, nice and high, so you can feel the articulation in the left calf. Lift, 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 yes. Now staying as you are, just hug your knee to your belly button. So bend the knee and hug the knee to belly button, heel to back of the thigh. Good. Then we roll, wave the body forward to find our tiger curl, forehead to knee. And you're trying to hug everything in, drawing belly button back to spine. Inhale, reach the leg back up, three-legged dog. Nice. Annika's doing all the heavy lifting today. It's nice for me. Okay, settle into your three-legged dog. Inhale, lift up onto the ball of your left foot. Hug the knee to the belly button. Yes, wave the body forward. This time, right knee taps left elbow. Give it a squeeze. Maybe it lifts up to the armpit. Oof. Inhale to center, reach the leg back, three-legged dog. I know, it's hard. So nice not to do it and just to make someone else do it. Okay, as you next exhale, tiger curl. This time we're going to step through, but I want you to try and hover that foot before you step it down to the earth. So you heel, toe. Beautiful, well done. All right, once you're in your lunge, make sure that back left leg is nice and long. Press the left heel back into my hand. Nice, Bernie is helping. Nice, all right, from here, we'll find 3 rounds of breath, forehead to knee. So your hands can be on blocks or fingertips to the earth if you have this length in your hamstring. As you inhale, straighten the right knee, round and dome, draw the belly button to the back spine. Exhale, bend and expand. Savor through these movements. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Find a block. Place the block beneath your left hand. Once that block is beneath your left hand, make sure that back left leg is super, super steady and strong. And the right hip is hugging back to left heel as the right big toe presses to earth. The left hand presses into the block and you lift your body up and off of the thigh and you start to shift your left side rib cage beneath right while hugging the inner thighs towards each other, and unravel the right arm to the sky to find what I like to call a not so easy twist. Now, keeping that strength in your legs, making sure that right hip isn't popping out, gently exhaling and feeling the squeeze taking deeper into the twist. 1 more breath. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Okay, Annika again is going to demonstrate for me. So I want you to have 2 blocks on the earth. I would suggest on the medium height. Okay. So medium height, place your hands on the blocks. This is where they become super important. If you don't have blocks, this is going to be a very difficult transition. I want you to press your hands into the earth, and as you press your hands into those blocks, tuck your chin in slightly and start to dome in between your shoulder blades. Dome, dome, dome. Draw the belly button in so much so that you can maybe start to quiver. You're pressing, 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 squeezing the inner arms. And then you hug your heel to your buttocks to find a reverse tiger curl. So hug the heel. Yes, that's it. Whoa. Tiger curl and then shift back, 3-legged dog. Nice. Place your right foot down. Bring your knees to the earth. Place your hands to the ground. 4-point kneeling position. Undulate, rinse the spine. Cow, cat, no vinyasas. We don't need vinyasas when we're building heat like this. If you really want a vinyasa, go for it. Be my guest. But if you're feeling warm, then undulate through the spine. Take your time. We don't always have to push. And so we need to find the ebbs and flows of our practice, the light and the shade, so that we can keep that steady rhythm. Okay, when you're ready, downward facing dog. I'm going to do this one with you, Annika. All right, once you find your downward facing dog, take an inhale breath. Exhale. Walk your feet together to touch. Ground into your right heel. Keep your left leg as long as you can. Bring your attention to your left heel. Your left heel is drawing a line through space and it's moving through wet cement. So imagine that resistance as it lifts to the sky, 3-legged dog. And once it's lifted to the sky, keep that hip internally rotated. So left hip is in line with right. The left heel is pressing back, super strong. Feel the length. And then as slowly as you can, lift up onto the ball of your right foot. Feel the strength in your calf lifting you high. Hug the knee to belly button, the heel to buttock. So you're feeling this hugging in sensation. And then you wave the body forward, doming front body to back, tiger curl. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, tiger curl. Taking your time, cross body tap, little tap, left knee, right bicep. Maybe you hug it up to the elbow. And then 3-legged dog. It's not easy, I know, but it is juicy. And then a tiger curl to step through. So take your time, maybe hover just a little bit. and then heel toe. Find your lunge, and sometimes that step is not that graceful, and that is okay. Now we take a little bit of a juicy undulation, forehead to knee. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale, forehead to knee. Exhale. Not really done myself any favors. I'm demonstrating here on my less strong leg, so it's probably a good thing. Yeah. We always have a habit of demonstrating on our good side, which probably isn't a good demonstration to you guys because we're not perfect in our practice. We're still working on it too. So it's okay for it to be a bit clunky. Grab a block, place it beneath your right hand. Press the right hand into the block. The right heel presses back. We squeeze inner thighs together. Left hip draws back to right heel. Start to shift your right rib cage beneath left. Every exhale squeezes the belly to twist you as you unravel the left hand to the sky and you find your not so easy twist, as I like to call it. I don't know who decided to name this pose easy twist. There's lots of elements going on. As you inhale, feel length through your spine. And as you exhale, squeeze that belly, drift deeper into the twist. Make sure that left hip is drawing back to right heel. 1 more breath. Left hand comes to the earth. Grab your blocks, both blocks. Place them beneath your hands. Ready. Now, as I'm speaking, I might become a little bit breathless. This is a tricky transition. So, press your hands into the blocks. Draw your belly button back to spine. Hug chin to chest. Press and squeeze your arms. Feel the magnetism. Feel the sensation. And then hug your heel in. Reverse tiger curl. Inhale, shift back. 3-legged dog. Good. Place the left foot down. Knees to the earth. Blocks aside. And let's undulate, cow and cat. Inhale. Exhale, exploring the transitions. Come into neutral spine and then find your way back, downward facing dog. And take an inhale. Exhale. Walk your feet together to touch. Inhale, reach the right leg high to the sky. Lift up onto the ball of your left foot, tiger curl. Nice and slow. Remember the transitions, the points that we take. Inhale, reach the leg back up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, tiger curl, super slow with a cross body tap. Once again, little tap. Take your time, feel into the twist. Inhale, reach the leg up high. And this time, start to open the hip, find an external rotation. Bend your right knee and hug the right heel to left hip. Notice your shoulders here. Is your right shoulder shifting forward? If so, draw it back into line with left. See if you can press your left heel to the earth here to feel an extension and notice a nice deep yawn through your hip. Inhale, straighten the right knee, internally rotate, tiger curl. Heel toe the foot in between the hands, find your lunge. Once you arrive, take an inhale, straighten through your right leg. Exhale, bend, just 1 transition this time. Left hand to the earth, right arm lifts high, find a twist. Bring your left knee down to the ground. We'll find a modified side plank. So reach your right leg behind. Make sure that right foot is parallel and press the outer edge of your right foot to the earth. Lean just a little bit forward so that left shoulder is above left wrist, and then feel the left side waist drawing up and into right. Inhale, reach fingertips high to the sky. And then as you exhale, reach the arms towards the colorful wall, so just behind you. We all have different directions, then down to the earth. Inhale, lift up and forward. Continue around, exhale behind. Down to the earth, inhale up and over, and then start to make these movements really wide. So you're reaching to each corner, maybe you expand, open, you exhale, you allow the hands to touch the earth, you draw it up to the sky. One more. Exhale around and down. This time place your right hand to the earth, right knee to the earth. Cow, cat. Inhale, expand. Option for vinyasa here if you're really feeling fired up. 2 more breaths. One more. Noticing each undulation, articulation, and shift of the spine. And then tuck your toes, shift your hips back, downward facing dog. Full breath here. Inhale, left leg high. Tiger curl, hugging knee to navel, shifting, doming, rounding, waving forward. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, tiger curl, finding that cross body tap, a little twist. Feel the exhale, releasing all the air, tap. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Find stillness. Ground the right heel, externally rotate the left hip. So opening the leg, bend the knee. The left heel is trying to reach to the right butt cheek. And you really want to squeeze that heel towards the thigh. Draw the left shoulder back in line with the right shoulder. So keeping square through the shoulders. If everything is twisting, nothing is twisting at all. As you inhale, straighten the left leg. Tiger curl and heel toe. In between hands, find your lunge. 1 round of breath, forehead to knee. Inhale, round and dome. Exhale, unravel and expand. Right hands to the earth, left arm high, find your twist, squeeze inner thighs together. Deliver the right knee to the earth. Step the left foot back, modified side plank. Make sure you're pointing your left toes forward. The outer edge of the left foot is pressing to the earth, so that blade edge. Right shoulder above right wrist. Reach the fingertips to the sky, right side waist up towards left. Reach the left hand back as you exhale. To the earth, inhale, up and over. Exhale back. Inhale, up and over. Reach into all ends, make the movement super expansive and expressive. 1 more. This time, deliver the hand to the earth, cow and cat. Just 1 cow-cat this time. And then we'll find Anahatasana. So walk your hands forward, hips stay high, a little squeeze of the belly and the glutes here to support the lower back. Forehead, chin, neck, or full chest, find the earth. As you exhale, we're going to press our hands to the earth and round through our back. So it's like a cow-cat variation of Anahatasana. As you inhale, you unravel and expand. This is super slow, so it's a lot through our shoulders, this transition. So take your time, feel those shifts. Make sure as you exhale, you press into the hands and you develop strength and squeeze your arms to carry you up. Draw belly button to spine. Exhale, expand. Sorry, inhale, expand. Exhale, press. Beautiful. 2 more. Exhale, press. Make sure that you really press the hands, squeeze the arms, draw the belly button in, and then as you expand, you soften in your shoulders. You keep the lower belly engaged. 1 more. Exhale, really press into those hands. Feel the traction, feel the strength, and then unravel, expand. Nice. And then from here, slide as best you can onto your belly. Take your time. Beautiful. Create a little pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead on that pillow. Take a breath. Notice the breath interacting with the body here. Every time you inhale, it expands and presses against the earth. And now let's start to prepare for locust pose. So extend your arms back behind you. Palms of the hands to the earth so that they're either side of hips. Squeeze your feet together to touch. Good. Now I want you to really start by pressing the tops of your feet into the earth, so much so that there is resistance and your knees lift off of the ground. Good. You see how Annika's lower body just switched on then as soon as she pressed those tops of the feet. Can you press your pinkies just a little bit more? Yeah. Good. All right, now I want you to start to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Roll the shoulders back and down the spine. Lift the head, the chest off of the earth. Keep your chin tucked. Lift the hands up. Now feel your fingertips drawing back. So rather than trying to lift up, pull back. So it's this sensation. Maybe your feet hover off of the earth. Keep your knees active. Take an inhale. Exhale, release to the earth. Now let's flow like this for 3 breaths. Inhale, lift up, expand, locust. Feel that drawing back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, melt. 2 more. Inhale, expand. Take flight. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, expand, take flight. Notice the strength in your back body, the expansion through your heart. You exhale, release. Create a pillow with the hands, rest your forehead. Take 3 full breaths here. This is my favorite little spot to release tension, and it's nice to just give your bottom a little wiggle from side to side. Notice the breath rhythms. Allow them to start to slow down just a little bit. And then place your hands beside you. Tuck your toes, bend your knees, shift up and back, downward facing dog. Okay, inhale, reach the right leg high to the sky. Tiger curl, knee to chest. Cross the right elbow to left knee, right knee to left elbow, give it a little tap. And then extend the right leg long. The outer edge of the right foot finds the earth. We're coming into a fallen triangle. Start with both your hands on the earth, press the hands. Bring the left heel down to the ground. And then start to just lift up onto the fingertips of the left hand. Now, if this feels too strong, then keep the left hand down. Otherwise, extend the left arm nice and high. Now you want that right foot further forward in front, and then lift the hips to the sky. 2 breaths here. Feel the right side waist lifting up and into left. As you next exhale, left hand gently to the earth, hug the knee in, 3-legged dog. Nice. Take an inhale. Exhale, tiger curl. Heel toe the right foot in between hands. Find your lunge. Now from here, we're transitioning into a side plank. Option for modified, which we took earlier, or find full side plank. The left foot comes down to the earth, the blade edge of the foot to the earth. The right foot stacks on top. Good. Okay, I'm going to be really mean here, and Annika is going to demonstrate. All right, so we want Annika's right side waist to lift up, her right foot to flex. Sorry, her left side waist to lift up, her right foot to flex. Okay, can we hover that right foot in the sky? Good, got you. Now bend your right knee and tap your right toes to the earth behind your left. Wild thing. Stay on your toes, lift your heart to the sky. Reach the right arm behind. Feel that lift right, beautiful. Stay for an inhale. Now we're gonna find a suspension point. So press into the earth with your left hand. Reach your right knee to the sky.
Right knee to the sky.
Yeah, reach the right knee to the sky. There we go, there we go, there we go. Right hand to the earth, heel toe the foot in between hands, find your lunge. Good. Not an easy transition, you did really well. Okay, from here, let's find a reverse Skandasana to release. So right hand stays down, left outer blade to the earth, right toes turn out. We reach the right hand behind, melt the hips, feel the release. One full breath. Inhale, lift up and over. Step back, high plank. Option for vinyasa, or take a few moments in child's pose. Always a nice one after that transition. And while you take a few moments in child's pose, if you'd like, I'm going to quickly demonstrate that transition for you that we just did. So if you're unsure. So we were in our side plank. We lifted the leg to the sky, so I'm lifting my left leg. We find suspension, we bend the knee. We feel this lifting up, and then we just drip the toes behind the knee. So just the big toe touches if possible. We allow the heart to expand. We open, stay for an inhale. And then if we can, we find that suspension point again. We lift the knee to the sky, feel strength, hover, and then maybe you gracefully heel toe the foot down without touching the hand to the earth. Little release. Reverse Skandasana. So we're going to do that again on the other side now. So maybe you'd like to try the first side again, take a moment, pause the video, have a play. You're more than welcome to. It isn't an easy transition. Or following along and we'll do the next side. So Annika, if you're ready, we'll find downward facing dog. It's much more fun to play with Bernie than do yoga. All right, once you're in your downward facing dog, this is our last little bit of efforting. So inhale, reach the left leg high to the sky. Tiger curl the knee into the chest. Round and dome, left knee taps right, and then shoot the leg. You're a little close to the wall. Okay, so start with your right hand on the earth. Bring the right heel down to the ground. And you really want to make sure the outer edge of that right foot is flat to the earth. And then start to lift up onto your fingertips first. Notice how that feels. If you feel steady, reach the right arm to the sky. Now, can you have this leg a little bit further forward? It gives you a wider stance. Good. Stay for an inhale. Then reach the right hand back down slowly, delicately. Shift onto the ball of your right foot. Good. Hug the knee in, find your tiger curl. Give it a squeeze. Inhale, left leg lifts high to the sky. Super graceful. And then exhale, tiger curl. Heel toe the foot in between the hands, find your lunge. Easy twist, right hand stays down, left arm lifts up high. Transition outer edge of right foot. Stack the left foot on top of right. Find your side plank. Flex that left foot. Flex, flex, flex. So the more energy we have in that foot, the easier it becomes as we start to lift up off of that supporting side. Reach the left leg to the sky if you can. or get out of her way. Bend the left knee, tap the toe just behind the knee. Good. Reach the arm behind if you can. Feel a little lift. Sorry, my hands are cold. Inhale, lift the left knee towards the sky. See if you can hover for a moment. Just hover. Yes, you've got it, you've got it, you've got it. And then transitioning, you can bring the left hand down, or maybe you can play and leave the left hand to the side. Tiger curl the knee in between the hands. Good. Reverse Skandasana, release. Take a moment. Make sure there's still a little bit of strength in that right arm. Inhale, reach up and over. Step back to plank. Option for a vinyasa. Or find your way into child's pose. Come into child's pose. Let's take 3 full breaths in our child's pose. So as you inhale, feel the inhale filling from the lower belly, all the way up into the chest and then into the back body. 2 more breaths. And so it's not a completely raw deal demonstrating, because we do get a little bit of a massage. Very much looking forward to being back in the class with you all. And as soon as we're allowed to touch each other in a consensual way. All right, we can share beautiful yoga assists and massages. 1 more full breath. And then inhale, lift up onto your knees. And then shift your hips back. We'll come to sit on our hips. Grab a block, bolster, pillow, anything. We're going to come into a supported bridge. So shift your hips to one side, legs out in front. So we worked hard, and now we get to rest hard. So let your body release down to the earth. Press your feet into the earth. Articulate 1 vertebrae at a time up into the air. Grab your block and place it beneath your sacrum. So I'm demonstrating on the highest setting. You might like the medium or the lowest, whatever feels most comfortable for your spine. And then once you are here, allow your body to completely relax and melt into the block. So trust its strength. And it often does take us a few breaths to completely melt into the support that is beneath us. It is human nature sometimes to press against the grain, to find sometimes the more difficult path. So in this moment here, we are giving ourselves the support we need, the hand we need, the gentle shift. And with every exhalation, you notice yourself melting a little bit more. Maybe your arms lift up and overhead. And this class is a really good class to play with, come back to, notice how it feels on different occasions. And there are so many transitions in our yoga practice, our tiger curls, our step throughs, all these motions that we resist paying attention to, we kind of bypass. And this tendency is sometimes carried through in our normal lives off of the mat. And we walk from place to place without noticing what's happening. We resist change or run away from it. But when we allow ourselves the time to slow down, to accept, to notice the scenery that passes us by, to see the leaves and the trees, the faces of those strangers that pass us in the street, to really unravel and move gracefully through change, we start to find this extra bit of magic that might have been missing before. The beauty within the mundane. And that's what this practice is all about. Finding that juice, maybe a little bit of discomfort, but then embracing that discomfort and finding ecstasy. And it's what it creates in the rest of your practice is a sense of gliding, smooth, and then press your feet into the earth just a little bit. Lift your hips up off of the block and shift the block to the lowest setting. We'll find fountain of youth or legs up the wall with the assist of a block. If you are near a wall, you can lean up against the wall and have your legs against the wall too. That is an option. And as you lift your legs into the air and feel them hover in space, and there is no pressure. There is no efforting. Just lightness as the legs hover through ether. Notice your belly here. Is it still a little switched on? Can you soften it and allow it to release so that every inhale you take, there is full expansion? And then maybe you notice the shift in your legs as the blood starts to trickle down your legs, pulling at each of your joints, pulling at the ankles, the knees, the hips, the torso, all the way to the face, recirculating through the body and flushing our cheeks ever so slightly. You might notice a little bit of coolness in your toes or your feet, or a little bit of a prickly sensation, and that's completely normal. If it becomes very uncomfortable, then you can bring your feet to the earth, but otherwise, leave them to hover. And this is a beautiful inversion that carries all of the benefits without any of the efforting. Five more full breaths here. And then bring your feet slowly to the earth. Lift your hips up off of the block. Place your spine one vertebrae at a time back down to the earth. Right ankle crosses over left knee. And we're not going to come into reclined pigeon. We're just going to stay in figure 4. So flex that right foot and press the right knee forward. Just a gentle, gentle stretch. 3 breaths. Place the right foot back down to the earth. Cactus your arms wide. Windscreen wiper the knees twice each side as you exhale, knees release to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Staying in transition, in movement, in pulsation, feeling this gentle shift here. 1 more each side, moving breath and body together, even in these final moments. Noticing that connection, noticing the shift. Inhale, knees back to center, left ankle over right knee, flex the foot, press the left knee forward. Super gentle stretch, nothing over the top, just allowing a little bit of a release. 3 full breaths. Left foot to the earth. Windscreen wiper your knees this time. Exhale, knees to the left first. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. One more each side, breath and body moving together. Inhale, knees to center. Give the knees a little hug. And we're about to come into our Shavasana, so if you'd like to grab a blanket, a jumper, some socks, whatever you need to stay warm and comfortable so that you're not interrupted within your Shavasana to be made uncomfortable by cool air, do so now. Do you want a blanket?
No, it's okay.
All right. Looking after our students in the space and beyond the space. All right. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. And once again, during our Shavasana, I will sing to Shiva. Shiva, the auspicious one, the supreme deity, the destroyer and transformer, the Lord of the cosmic dance of all creation and destruction. And we call Shiva Shambho to help me to change, but to be kind and gentle, to invite change into our lives without total destruction. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Shiva, Shiva, Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Start to gently bring awareness back into your body. And give a little wiggle of your fingers and toes as you feel sensation creeping back into the extremities. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, full body stretch. And bend your knees, roll to one side and press up to a seat. We'll finish our practice with an Om, followed by 3 Shantis. Om, the universal sound, and Shanti, peace. Spread it beyond the 4 walls you are sitting in here, in this moment, and connecting us beyond virtual reality. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale with a sigh. Inhale for Om. Bring your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Bow your head to heart. And we bow to this practice, to the teachers of now and the teachers that have been before, and to the lineage of yoga. And in thanks for this experience, we can carry through the beauty of the internet and connection in all its wonderful forms. Bring your thumbs to third eye. Namaste. Thank you for this practice, for joining me. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out via my Instagram or Nin Yoga's Instagram or info@ninyoga.com.au. We are always keen for questions, queries, feedback, revelations. Thank you. Namaste.